What is your experience working in the new medical assessment unit?
It's been positive so far, I think, in terms of patient flow and also for the patient's journey on admission to Hairmyres. There have definitely been challenges from a medical perspective. We've increased our footprint in the ward significantly with 2 dedicated areas. We still have our inpatient area with the short-term stay in Ward 3, which is now Zone 2. We also have our new medical assessment unit, which is downstairs, adjacent to the outpatient cardiology department and radiology and emergency medicine. The co-location with radiology and ED has been a success, in addition to having cardiology next door, which means that anybody coming up for 24-hour tapes where you feel that you can get somebody home, that's been a positive because we can pop round the corner and ask for the monitoring to be placed. The downside, however, with the increased footprint has been that from a medical staffing point of view, I think that's been the biggest challenge, certainly from the doctor's side of things. We did have Big Bad Barry recently, who was our super locum and provided quite a lot of the commitment to acute medicine at the front door, and when we moved, that was just at the time where he stopped working with us. As a result of that, we have found that there's been a lot of pressure placed on the consultant body in terms of the split site nature of the working, whereby often in the morning you'll be working upstairs covering the short-term inpatients, and then in the afternoon you move downstairs for those that have been admitted. The positives, however, have been that we now have a dedicated area where we have an office space where we can discuss patients, and you're able to coordinate the reviews in a more structured fashion. You're able to discuss patients' care in a more confidential fashion. You're able to direct the juniors and take a more of a coordinating role. From a nursing staff perspective, I think that's been an improvement as well, because you're not constantly in front of patients and relatives. One downside to the way the ward is set up down the stairs though is that you have to walk directly past patients when they're waiting in the waiting room, and often busy that can be a hindrance. But at the same time, the fact that we now don't put patients in beds and therefore get them in a hospital gown has been a significant improvement, because you are now developing a ambulatory care assessment unit rather than a sort of hybrid unit, which is what we had before. So by and large, I think it's been positive. I think we've made really good changes. It's still a work in progress. I think there's a lot of fine tuning still to happen. We have recently moved our high dependency unit down into Ward 3, again Zone 2, which is our acute admissions short term ward, and again I think that'll have an improvement on the workload for the acute physicians, in the sense that we have less inpatients to look after and can hopefully provide a little more cover for the ambulatory care side of things. And again, hopefully in time with additional staffing we'll be able to provide a better service for patients as a whole.
Can you tell us your experience while working in the new medical assessment unit?
Yes, I can. So working in the new medical assessment unit at Hairmyres has been a great experience, much better than the one in Ward 3, simply because it's a completely separate unit. The staff are far more focused, they are able to give their time to doing the task allocated to them, and they're not having to be pulled in different directions doing other things on the ward. Also for us, we can work as a team, which is one of the most important things, and that is a great benefit for the patients. It means then they're getting seen a lot quicker. We can delegate tasks to each other. If the nurses are caught up doing things, then we can go and help out. We can organise, it's like a nice wee waiting room for them. They can come in and it's a better experience. They don't have that same ward environment where all the biz and are coming and going. The only people that are actually in the assessment unit are the people that are meant to be there.
Thank you. Can you tell us your experience working in the new medical assessment unit?
The thing I like best with working in the new medical assessment unit is it's a separate unit, so it's perfect for assessing patients. It's got its own cubicles, and you can just focus on the patients that you've got there and not anything else that's going on within the ward. The thing I don't like about it is you do feel a wee bit isolated at times, and there's no proper facilities such as sluice, but it's definitely more positive overall.